Kevin, what's going on, man?
Doing all right, Michael. How we doing, man?
We're doing well. Wanted to huddle with you today. I know you hit 10K last month. And first of all, congratulations on the milestone achievement.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. All hope goes to you, man. It's a lot of hard work, but I mean all the resources that I got in throughout the course, I wouldn't be able to be here right now if it weren't for the help of the course for sure.
Yeah, well, obviously, all of it was your work too at the end of the day. So kudos to you. Why don't we wind the clock back? Would love to maybe start when you were initially making this decision to even get into this business. I think it'd be valuable for people to hear. Walk us through your decision-making process, where you're at in life, and ultimately why you got into this.
Sure. Okay, so we'll go back to I was in Brazil with my wife, and we're just kind of taking a sabbatical. I would say I would call it. I had been working a territory sales role for a contracting company for about 6 years, and I had enough with that job, and we quit. She was working on her own website stuff, and I was freelancing doing some internet marketing. And I kind of we've been doing that for about 5 months while I was in Brazil, and decided, when I get back to the US, I wanted to try and get back to my roots and try and provide a service, because I had so much experience doing that, with commercial clients and working with different contractors and things like that. So I was looking for a service business to get into, and I found your stuff on Twitter, and it never dawned on me that house cleaning would be the option I would end up going with. I mean, I was like, oh yeah, pressure washing, all these other, maybe some landscaping, I don't know. But after getting on a call with you and understanding more about how it works, and it just seemed like, honestly, the fastest, best model to get things off the ground, get things rolling, and really create something like a real business that could be off the ground in literally 3 months. So
Cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
That's where it was.
And I know you mentioned, hey, I have some previous experience kind of adjacent to the space. That's why you felt comfortable with it. From your perspective, I know you worked in it. Did you learn a lot of new things after going through doing it yourself? Because those are kind of two different things, right? Working around it and then actually going from 0 to 1. Can you kind of shed some light on that experience for you? I know it might seem like a apples to apples thing, but I have a feeling it's probably not.
Yeah, I mean, not at all. I mean, when it comes to actually running your own business, I mean, there's so many things that you never even consider throughout the process. And honestly, I think the biggest realization that I had to go through was like, yes, it's a race. You gotta be fast. But at the same time, you have to build a good base. Like that was the biggest thing that I realized. Like, things are going to go wrong. It's not going to go according to your plan. For example, I didn't get my Google verification until, I don't know, 4 months in. It just kept getting denied, suspended. And, it's like LSA is like the bread and butter. So that was tough. So, just dealing with a lot of that, and, there's always something to do. There's literally always something to do. Like when you work for a company, it's one thing, but when you're working for your own company, it's like you put your heart into everything, man.
Awesome. Cool. And you definitely, just from my side, a lot of updates from your end always. So I always knew you're putting in that effort, and it's good to see that it's starting to pay off and all that good stuff. Curious to kind of switch gears here from the program side. What did you feel like was most valuable for you?
First, I mean, when I first got in the program, I think what it was really depending on was like the coaching side of things, and really just having the support of you and my account manager, James. just to kind of walk me through when I ran into, issues. And so that kind of gave me the confidence to just go ahead with it. But what I realized throughout the course, the amount of templates and spreadsheets and just all around like resources that you've put together in the course. Like I was just going through it before this call, and you put together that new advanced cleaner scheduler. And I've been trying to figure out how to do that on my own for literally like weeks now. And I didn't even realize it was up. And I was like, oh my God, this solves all my problems. Like this has been so annoying for the past couple of weeks. And now I have it. It's like, it's crazy. But yeah, the resources have been massive. And, just being able to have that base of like, okay, so like everybody's dealing with these issues. If you're uploading videos about it, it's like, okay, so it's not just me. Like, everybody's dealing with finding the right cleaners. Everybody's dealing with like increase in lead costs and all this stuff. Trying to figure out SEO. Optimizing your website. Everything. It's like it's all there.
Cool. Yeah, and I would say it's great when we have everybody there because it makes it feel like you understand that just because you have a problem doesn't mean you're on an island with that problem, right? Running a business is literally just a laundry list of problems that you have to solve. At least that's how I view things.
Exactly.
It's good to hear that you're kind of having that same kind of realization. Cool. Obviously, 10K was hit. I know that's not the end goal here, Kevin. So why don't you kind of walk us through how are you viewing, rest of 2025 and maybe even beyond that when it comes to your company?
Yeah, I think looking at the rest of 2025, we're just looking at growing and increasing that recurring revenue. We're focusing more specifically on some areas that have proven to be successful. So we're going to double down on marketing in those areas and targeting those areas. So, before the end of 2025, we hope to be, at least 20K a month and higher than that. And there's definitely a lot of focused efforts on, cost reduction. I know, during the growth stage that I've been in, it's tough with all the lead costs and everything, but, we're really trying to focus on getting this thing as profitable as we can, getting those margins up as much as we can. Those are our main focuses right now.
Cool. And in terms of beyond that, I'm curious, you mentioned like all the other kind of services you thought you might have got into prior to this when you made the decision. Are you still thinking about, hey, that seems like something I might do, or do you feel like, hey, this is a good base and I might just continue this? What are your thoughts regarding future in terms of that?
Yeah, I want to go. I definitely want to go all in on service-based businesses. It's with the systems that we have, and the competitions that's out there right now. I'm thinking about window washing. I'm thinking about the pressure washing. I'm also thinking about just like finding a niche where we do detail cleanings. I've been looking into that a lot, and it seems like there's not a lot of competition out there, and it's really high, like $2,000 for a deep clean, where you're like actually disassembling stuff and stuff like that. So that interests me as well. But yeah, the goal is to get this high-end home cleaning stable with recurring revenue, and hopefully we bring on a VA soon, and then start something new.
Cool. And curious from your side, do you feel like, let's just say you walked into a different service-based business, do you feel like you have a good foundation of like how things should run, or do you think you're going to have to figure out a lot along the way if you go into another one?
No, it's all pretty much the same in my opinion. Obviously there's going to be different issues with different services, but it's all about, keeping the clients happy, understanding their expectations, setting their expectations, and, targeting specific areas to grow with those clients. That's
Cool.
Yeah,
I mean, I share the same sentiment. I really think that learning how to run a service-based business, while the service fulfillment might change, is the actual kind of structure of like how things should run on the marketing side, how things should run on the support side, what are the systems you use on the back end, like how do they talk to each other. I think a lot of that can be the same. So I think that'll probably be something useful even as you parlay it into all these other ventures, which is cool.
For sure, man. Yeah, it's been, it's just laid the groundwork for what it's like to run a good service business, because there's like, the competition is just, it's bad. It's really bad. You can't get in touch with anybody. They want to come to your house to see the space, and then they give you a quote, and then it's like, okay, then they have to stick to the quote, and there's so many different systems that we've figured out that it's just miles and light years ahead of like what our competition is doing.
Awesome. Cool. Last question here, Kevin. If someone was on the fence about doing something like this, what would you tell them?
I would say, it depends on your situation and where you're at. But if you're willing to put in the work, it's gonna work. Like, no doubt about it. You're gonna get it done if you're willing to just keep at it. And it's eventually, over time, it's gonna grow into something that's gonna be yours, and it's just gonna run.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good final words there, Kevin. Good job on staying committed yourself and doing all those things, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Like I said, I appreciate the support and all the resources along the way, man. Really do.
Okay. Well, congrats. Wish you all the best on the future success, and it's been a pleasure.
Awesome, man. Thanks so much.
All right. See you, Kev.
Later.